The night she lost everything, London was silent. Not the peaceful kind of silence, the heavy kind, the kind that presses against your chest. Her phone screen went dark. Her bank account read zero. And the man who promised to protect her future had disappeared. 3 years of sacrifice. 3 years of pretending to be strong. 3 years of sending money home so everyone could say she has made it, gone in one transfer. But the most painful part was not the money. It was the fact that she could not call her mother. Because back home, they believed she was living a dream. And dreams are not supposed to crack. She moved abroad for a better life. But what happened next broke her. In the village of Umudara, there is a saying the elders whisper whenever someone prepares to leave home. They say, when the river is calm, it does not mean it has no depth. It sounds simple, almost ordinary. But in Umudara, proverbs are never just words. They are warning wrapped in poetry. Ada grew up hearing that proverb. But like many young people with big dreams, she never truly listened. She was bright, ambitious, and determined. And more than anything, she was tired of struggling. She had watched her mother wake up before sunrise for years, tying her wrapper tightly around her waist, heading to the market to sell vegetables under the hot sun. She had watched her younger brother wear the same school sandals for 2 years straight, pretending they still fit. She had seen the roof leak during rainy season, placing buckets around the room to catch falling drops. And every time rain hits that zinc roof, Ada made a silent promise to herself, my children would never live like this. So when the opportunity to travel to the UK came, Ada did not hesitate. The entire compound gathered the night before the day she left. Some were excited, some were proud, some were already calculating how her success would benefit them. There is something about someone leaving the village that changes how people look at you. You become hope. You become expectation. You become a future investment. Her mother held her hand tightly, trying to be strong, swallowing tears, so they could not discourage her daughter. Her grandmother watched from a distance, her old eyes carrying wisdom that often ignores by youths. Ada left with confidence in her chest and hope in her suitcase. She believed she was stepping into a better life. And at first, it felt she was right. When she arrived in London, everything felt different. The air was cooler and sharper. The streets were organized. The buses arrived on time. The buildings stood tall and silent, like they had secrets of their own. She took pictures. She recorded short videos. She smiled widely. Back home, people watched her updates and nodded in approval. Ada has made it. But what they did not see were the long shifts. They did not see her standing for 12 hours straight as a caregiver. They did not see her lifting patients with a tired back. They did not see her scrubbing bathrooms in the quiet hours of the night. They did not see her tiny rented room with thin walls and a heater that barely worked. They only saw what she showed them, and she made sure she showed them straight. Every month, she sent money home. She paid her brother's school fees. She repaired the leaking roof. She bought her mother a freezer so her food business could grow. Each transfer made her feel wonderful. Each transfer also left her account thinner. Slowly, the excitement began to fade. Winter came. And it came with a different kind of loneliness. The days became shorter, the nights became longer, the silence in her room became heavier. There is a kind of loneliness that does not shout, it whispers. It sits beside you while you eat alone. It follows you on the bus. It lies next to you at night and reminds you that you are far from home. Ada felt it deeply, but she kept going because quitting was not an option. Because returning home without visible success felt worse than enduring quiet suffering. Then the request started increasing. Family contributions, extended relatives needing help, community expectation growing. After all, she was abroad. Abroad meant money. Abroad meant success. Abroad meant she could handle it. But nobody asked if she was tired. Nobody asked if she was okay. She began to work more shifts, picking extra hours, sleeping less. Her body adjusted. Her heart did not. Then she met Tunde. He was Nigerian, familiar, charming. He understood the accent, the jokes, the food, the homesickness that hides behind laughter. For the first time since Ada arrived, she felt seen. They talked about building a future, about investing wisely, about not thinking small anymore. He made her feel safe in a place where often felt cold. And when her visa renewal issue surfaced and fear crept into her chest, he stepped in confidently. He said he knew someone, a reliable lawyer, someone who handled these things smoothly. Ada hesitated, but loneliness makes trust easier, and desperation makes risk look reasonable. She transferred almost all her savings. Weeks passed, then excuses, then delayed responses, then silence. The day she realized the truth, something inside her went very quiet. It was strange how betrayal does not always come with noise. Sometimes it comes with stillness. Her money was gone. The lawyer did not exist. Tunde disappeared as if he had never entered her life. Her rent was due. Her savings were empty. And she was alone. That night, Ada sat on the floor of her room and stared at the wall for a long time. No tears came at first, just shock. Then reality settled in like cold air entering broken windows. And she broke, not loudly, but deeply. She cried the kind of cry that comes from the stomach, the kind that shakes your ribs, the kind that empties you and leaves you staring at the ceiling, wondering how everything went wrong so quickly. She wanted to call her mother and tell her everything, but she could not. Because strong daughters do not fail. Strong daughters do not get scammed. Strong daughters do not return home empty handed. So she said nothing. She kept pretending. She skipped meals to save money. She walked long distances instead of taking buses. She avoided Nigerian gatherings because she could not answer the questions. Where is your car? When are you buying a house? When are you bringing us over? Each question felt like a reminder of what she was not. Shame is heavy, heavier than cold weather, heavier than unpaid bills, heavier than loneliness. One day, while caring for an elderly woman at work, the woman held her hand gently and looked at her for a long moment. It looked like someone carrying the world. And in that moment, Ada realized something painful. She was. She had been carrying expectations, pride, fear, image, silence, all at once. Months later, she reached a breaking point. And this time, instead of pretending, she chose honesty. She called her family. Her voice trembled as she spoke. She told them the truth. She was struggling, that abroad was not automatic success, that she was struggling, that she had been drawing quietly while smiling publicly. They were silent at first. Then something unexpected happened. Her mother did not scold her. Her mother did not blame her. Her mother cried and told her something she never considered to hear. You are not our investment, you are our child. Those words lifted a weight she did not know she could put down. For the first time since she left home, she felt supported instead of observed. Healing did not happen overnight, but it began. Ada stopped chasing validation. She stopped posting a life that was not real. She stopped trying to prove anything. She focused on rebuilding slowly. One job, small savings, part-time studies, careful decisions. She learned to ask questions, to verify documents, to protect herself. She learned that wisdom often grows while pride dies. 2 years later, she returned to Umudara, not in luxury, not in grand style, but in peace. The red soil was still the same, the compound still stood, the air still carried the scent of home. Her grandmother looked at her and smiled softly, and Ada finally understood the proverb she once ignored. Moving abroad was not the mistake, but pretending she was not drowning was. Sometimes the river does not take you to destroy you. Sometimes it takes you to teach you how to swim. Ada left home chasing gold. She returned carrying wisdom. And that was worth more, because success is not location. It is not about pictures. It's not about uploads. It's not about growth. It's not about truth. And sometimes what breaks you rebuilds you better. There are many daughters like Ada, smiling online, crying offline, building families back home while breaking quietly inside. Not every abroad story is success. Not every airport goodbye leads to glory. Sometimes the journey breaks you. Sometimes betrayals humble you. Sometimes silence always swallows you. But sometimes the very thing that shatters your pride builds your strength. What emptied your accounts fuels your character. She moved abroad for a better life. And what happened next broke her. But in breaking her, it rebuilt her into something stronger than success. It rebuilt her into truth. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.